Hi Capricorn, happy eclipses. All right, guys. The reason that I'm doing these eclipse readings, again, I feel these are sacred space. They're really not for cross-watching. So, and again, the only reason that I'm doing them is because the energies are beyond intense. And your reading is one of the readings why I'm doing this, because I want you to be able to see the silver lining, because I think things are extremely intense right now and almost unbearable, if not unbearable, right? But I want to show you what is going to come up here, the doorway to the next year for you. So what the eclipses are going to bring up for you, I think you guys step into something wonderful next year. I think you may have to experience something too. I think what this does is, I think that once this gets resolved, I think that it brings you a greater fulfillment and success, whatever that is to you. But I don't think, the reason I'm doing this front and center is because these energies are intense. For me to sidestep something that's really strong would defeat the purpose of me doing this. And it's to help you. It's to show you something. So this is going to be a little bit of an intense reading for some of you. For others of you, you've just got to deal with some things coming up, I think, that really have to do with intimacy, right? I think they have to do with really getting to know yourself better and to have a more fulfilled, enriched life. For some of you, that's the spectrum that's on. But it comes from, I think the holdups here are things that are either from very early traumatic childhoods or from past life trauma. I personally think it's past life trauma that may be carried over into childhood. But either way, you're having terrors about it now. So whatever your belief is, if you don't believe in past lives, then it stems from childhood. Bring it back to that, okay? If you believe in past life, I feel strongly that that might be more the case of this here, because it's unconscious. So it's either something that you can't put your finger on, or it was so traumatic in childhood that you blocked it out. And now it's going to start to show itself again. And I think it is. And I think it's showing itself in visions, night terrors, things you're seeing that are horrifying you, right? Or these are things that come to light within the family dynamic. Say maybe hypothetically someone passes away here during one of these eclipses, just hypothetically. I'm trying to give you a scenario. But either way, something horrific comes to light here. Maybe, you know, someone passes away and a secret can finally come out, a family secret, right? Or maybe something gets discovered here somewhere. I think that I think it jolts you. I can't lie. I think it's going to be jolting for sure. It can be too where, you know, it can be something too, I feel, where maybe your sexuality is challenged, or maybe you decide that, you know, you want to have a sex change, or you want to do something in that regard that's more fulfilling to yourself, right? I think these things come to light where you're really faced with them. Or there's things, you know, maybe from your past that are coming home to roost now. Maybe things that you've done, right, that are coming to the forefront, or things maybe that you've done in past lives that you're just like atrocious. We can get those visions sometimes where we're like, wow. But you can't cap out on that past stuff. There's nothing you can do about it except acknowledge it and move forward through it. But if it's coming up in the terrors for you or shocking events, there are things that these eclipses are bringing through so that you can see, right? So that's what I think might be happening here. But after we clear through this, you'll see the things that come to light set you free. Okay, so there you go. Now we come in with the Queen of Swords, and I really do think, and she shows up, you know, kind of through the lens of the Eight of Cups, right? Through relationships. And your clarifier for this is the Quarrel card. If we've had past life, you know, sexual abuse or slavery or anything like that, we end up in relationships that mirror that. In some way, shape, or form, we'll end up in a relationship that we're subservient to someone. This is where you see dynamics where someone will say, keep in mind, it's very easy to cast stones from where we sit. You know what I mean? But you can never really stand in someone's shoes. You just can't. And to say, well, why would this person allow something like this, right? You don't know that. It's easy to look in and say something like that, but someone, you know, that's really in a traumatic situation, and that's what these are. These cross that bridge to not a dysfunction. They're traumatic, right? And they scar someone psychologically, but if it's unconscious too, you figured out a way to gloss this over so that you don't have to feel the pain. That's trauma. And that's what I feel. These kind of things are coming up for you. So that's what I feel here. And I think that it's been a constant struggle through life where things just, you don't feel like you're ever good enough or ever seen or ever, you know, going to find your balance, but you do, right? But all of these things are coming up now for you. And I think that, you know, you're not quite sure where you're going, but these are old patterns that are being brought up, right? Maybe you get into situations where, you know what, too, we heal a lot of, sidebar, we heal a lot of trauma through exploration of intimacy. We do. I'm not going to get into all that psychological in here, but things do play out in a certain way that are able to heal wounds like this. Okay, so I'm going to leave that at that. Now, the conscious part of this. Now, I'm doing the reading too. I went back 3 to 5 years because I want to see what the concrete foundation of this is. These aren't things that are blowing through your life. You know, these aren't a job interview or these aren't a relationship that's just coming to pass. This is your foundation. Where your feet hit the ground is this. So it's got some past, because that's what eclipses are. They're eclipsing things out, but they're also eclipsing things in to eclipse things out. And that's what this dynamic is about. And they're powerful, okay? But the conscious part of this, that is how you see things, what's in your periphery. You've got the Page of Wands, right? Which is a very, very potent sexual card, right? It's a lot of passion is prayer. But that's what I'm saying. If you figure out how to direct this, this is amazing business perspective. It's amazing success in business if that's what you're trying to do, right? But it's also a lot of potent energy that, if not directed correctly, can get you into trouble. So you're aware of this, right? Passion is prayer. It's the same thing. It just shows up in different parts of our lives, and we're different people, so it's going to play out differently. Now, the card that clarifies it is the Queen of Swords. She's also, that's what I'm saying, she's also your card coming in here. So this is your energy coming in. You're looking for something, but I think you find it, and I think it causes an argument. I think you get some clarity on something that doesn't sit well with you, right? Now, what is on your periphery, again, is you, the Queen of Swords, with the Queen of Wands. So this may be something that comes up around one of your children, right? Or it may be something that comes up that, you know, there's sexual abuse somewhere and you find this out, or there's sexual abuse in the past, or this is a trauma reading. I'm not going to candy coat it. So if it doesn't pertain to you, it doesn't pertain to you. So it could be something like that too. Or it could be something, you know, that you can be on either end of this fence here. Now, where you're anchored here, this 3 to 5 year, where this has been stemming from, it's longer. I just need a 3 to 5 year to get the bearing of this, okay? You've got the Tower card and the 9 of Swords. This is your foundation, and I really do think that this is something that really does shake your world. It's not going to be a little something. It's going to be something that comes out of the blue, and you're not. It really is a shock and awe. right? But I think you're already experiencing this through your dreams, and I think they're actually night terrors is kind of what I'm feeling here. Okay. All right, now the past energy, what's coming through here, we're going to get our bearings, okay? You've got the Eight of Wands as your energy coming in. So there's divine guidance in here. Okay, it's kind of been a long time coming, but sometimes we don't get to hear things or see things or do things, or there's blockages until it's the right time, right? So the universe is kind of dispersing this to you now. So you'll figure something out, or you'll move. You could actually be moving too. And maybe, you know, you could be moving. Either way, you're moving away from this. It's divine timing behind this, right? And you've got the clarifier is the victory card. So with this, it's the Nine of Wands, and it's like you figure out stuff in here, right? And it sets you free. That's the victory, is knowledge is power, and it sets you free. It's also a victory card here because there's an element of this here that has kept you from being successful in life, maybe because you didn't feel like you were worthy of it. This kind of stuff can be one kind of the spectrum, but like I say, in our lives, we don't have just one juncture that's affected by something. You'll notice if your bank account is got some issues right now, you're packing on the pounds. Or you're not sleeping. It rushes across your life, or you're snapping at people. It plays a role here. So once this does its run through here, you're going to find that it opens up doors for you. You're able to breathe, like your life is set free. Watch Cancer's reading because you guys face each other. So you're always mirroring each other back. Always try to watch the things that are really going on for you. Okay. All right. Now what's coming up for you? The doorway that's going to work through this to the upcoming year. And I'm going to stop at the beginning of the year because I like to read present. But this energy is going to, I feel, for years to come. Okay. So you've got the Strength card, which is common sense, victory. It's actually brute force though too, and you may need to fight your way out of something, literally. I'm not an advocate of violence, but at some point when it's you know, your life, you have no choice but to do that. And you've got the Four of Wands in here as the clarifier, and that's a trip to the country. That's a trip with someone. So you may be going away with someone. This here may be you moving and buying a house with someone, because at the end of the reading, you've got a relationship sits here. So it may be someone here who really holds space for you, and you're able to clear some stuff here, right? Like a relationship may enter into this equation for you, and it's someone that can really hold space for you to deal with this. And that is an amazing kind of relationship. I think a lot gets cleared off of your plate here. Keep your strength. Keep your strength here. Okay. Now you in here, what you need to do to get this to come to fruition, and whatever it is that you don't like in this reading, you can change. You absolutely can change just by changing the things that you're doing. That's why I'm doing these readings too, right? To show you the doorway here. And you've got the Six of Coins and you've got the Six of Hearts. You, my friend, are clearing karma. It's setting you free. This is a balanced person. This is give and take within yourself. And what does that do? It pulls in success for you. It pulls in love for you. Sixes are about unfinished business. So I really feel with every fiber of my being that this is past life trauma. But it's clearing itself out. And that's all you've got to do is just say, you know what? This sucks. I don't know what to do. And just sit with it. Let it pass through. Let it clear out. I can't pinpoint exactly. I would need to see where certain things sit in your chart to know exactly where this is coming from. But this is, I feel that this is past life It's big stuff here, right? Trust me on that. It's big stuff. So if you're watching this and thinking this isn't resonating at all, then it's not resonating at all. This is for the people that are really having a hard time here, right? So in your environment, your domestic environment, what people say, your family dynamic, your day-to-day life, basically, right? Anyone, we are our domestic life, no matter where we go, right? You've got the Nine of Swords and the Two of Cups, which is a country house. You've got the Nine of Swords, which is, again, I really feel this is night terrors. And I feel that it's stuff that you really, I feel, are having visions in reference to things that are terrorizing you, and you're not sure where it's coming from. Okay? Yeah, that's what I feel that it is. Now, your hopes and your fears, anxieties. You've got the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Cups. The Ten of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Now, if this is a tough relationship here, because this comes across like this, okay? You've got victory here via communication or moving, or maybe you get married, or maybe this person here. This is a relationship that once we discuss some things, this card in a relationship perhaps, is we get through it and we're stronger for it. That's what it is. Now your outbound card, the general overview of this, right? And things that might not be on your periphery. Ready? Boom. Clarity. You love yourself. People are loving you. You're whole. You're happy. You're successful. This, your cups runneth over here. Your life is the life that you deserve. It clears away. That's why these traumatic things that are going on, they're clearing space for you. It's old karma being cut, right? And the clarifiers here are a surprise, which is the Nine of Cups, right? I mean, your dreams come true here. And you've got the Nine of Wands, which are presents. Honestly, I think the gift here is you. And I think all of this crud, which is a lot in here, is passing through. There are new relationships in here. Ones that hold space for each other. Solid, concrete relationships. If you're not in one of those right now, one is coming for you. It's just this stuff needs to be dealt with. Maybe with a professional. I would just putting my 2 cents in here because this is pretty heavy. I don't know how you would handle that on your own. It's a lot. But that's why I'm doing this, to let you know that this clears through. And I'm telling you, you've got 2 aces on the outbound. That's amazing. I think for some of you, you're really trapped in a relationship though. But I think that it either ends and a new one comes, or you have a really, either way, and all I care about is that you get freedom at the end of this. That's all I really care about through this whole reading. These come for you. The Ace of Swords, clarity, victory. Some of you, you know, this could be, I didn't want to have children because of this in the past, and now all of this comes to rest, and you're able to have children. Some of you, I know, I have clients myself that I know watch these videos, and they were having a problem, you know, and there's stuff in there, but this stuff comes to the surface, and then it frees you, and you're able now to conceive children. So never lose hope on things, which again is why I'm really doing this. There could actually be, and I'm looking through here, really, there could actually be births of children in here after you have given up hope and or thought you didn't deserve them or whatever. Or maybe I'm not, you know, we do the whole, maybe I'm not getting pregnant because I don't deserve children. Baloney. This, right? For some of you that are, I'm not a doctor, but I really see the clearing here for this. I think your life just had some blockages here that are being brought to light now. But these are tough ones, right? So there you go. I hope that I helped you in some way.